Welcome to a Hawkview Collector instruction video. In this video, we will be looking at how to connect to and start an acquisition from a Hawkview system. Before we begin, I'll just remind you that the Hawkview Collector instruction manual is available. If you click on Help, you get access to the Hawkview Collector instruction manual, and that everything that we will be talking about today is explained in more detail in this manual. So first off, what is a Hawkview system? Well, a Hawkview system is essentially a high-frequency acquisition system that can collect data from up to 16 channels at frequencies up to 1 kilohertz simultaneously. We're not going to talk too much about the system itself. We're going to look more at how can you use Hawkview Collector to connect to the system and visualize the data being acquired and save it somewhere. So the first step is to right-click on your sources in the source tree, New, Hawkview Systems, and this opens the System Discovery window. And in this window, you have access to different network interfaces if you have access to more. I only have one, so it's only one listed. And then for each network interface, you have the Hawkview systems listed. You have their serial number, their name, and their IP address, so you can zone in on the one that you actually want, should you have more systems on your network. So I'm going to grab dev tester, and it's going to add itself to the tree, and it's going to connect itself, and that's it for the connection. If you lose connection, it will periodically try to reestablish connection. So if, let's say, the network goes down for a few minutes and then it comes back up, you're going to have a few minutes where no data is coming in, and then it's going to reconnect, it's going to start again, and you'll be back on track. So no interaction required to reestablish a connection once it's lost. You can go here, right-click on your source, show log, and this gives you the connectivity log for your system. So if there's any connection issues, you will see them written here. You'll also see anything pertaining to the tags, the channels that you're going to set up in a minute here will appear in this log. So to set up an acquisition, right-click on your system, New Acquisition, and this will open the acquisition window. If this is the first time that you're opening this window, that you're starting an Hawkview acquisition on this machine, you will be prompted to open or create a tag channel database. I have previously run some tests on this computer, so it didn't prompt me for it, but it'll just be a simple window that pops up, open, new, and you just select one or create one. You can always change it later. In here you have your database will be open here, and you can create a new database, open one, save any changes made, you can add files to it, and this is essentially just a place to view, save, and use all of your tag configurations that you have set up. That way you don't have to reset them up every time. So the first thing you need to do is put in a title. The next step is to select a frequency ranging from 0 to 1 kilohertz, and then you can put some notes. And these are notes that will be tied to this acquisition, so if you can view the properties of the acquisition in the future, you'll have these notes written here. The next thing is to select your tags. Now, as I said, you have a channel database. You can, if you already have one, you can drag and drop or select the ones you want to add to it. If you don't have a database, or if you want to add new channels, you simply click on a blank line with a check mark, and it adds a line. And this one I'm going to put on, let's say, channel 11. I'm just going to call it channel 11. You can add your suffix to it if you'd like, add a description. You can add a range and some units, so I'll say this is 1 to 5 volts, and then your calibration. I'm going to leave it as the default 250 ohm resistance calibration. I do recommend that you read through the manual, particularly on the calibration section, before you start your first Hawkview acquisition. There's a lot more details on each of the calibration methods and how they work, and I'm not going to go through it in this video. So now you have your channel set up, you have a name, a frequency selected. I'm going to point out that you have underneath your general parameters, you have the estimated disk space that this acquisition will require for 24 hours or 1 day of continuous use. So it should update as you change your frequency, because there'll be more points. It will also update as you change the tags that are selected. Lastly, before we start, you can remove tags from your selected bank by clicking the remove selected. So the ones that are checked will be removed. So I'm just going to go and add a couple more. I'm going to leave these as their default settings that I've set up in my database previously, and I'm going to click on start. And now I have an acquisition running with 3 channels. So my 3 channels. And that's it. That's all there is to setting up a Hawkview acquisition. There's a few things you can do at this point here. You can view the properties, and you can change information, suffix, description. The ranges and the units, however, cannot be changed for a Hawkview acquisition in this window because they are used in calculating the calibration. And if you just change them here, you're going to change the calibration, and it's going to cause issues and inconsistencies with your data, and we don't want that. So what you can do is you right click on a trend in your viewer or in the legend, calibration. This opens your trend calibration window, and now you can recalibrate your trends, change their ranges and their units, and should have no problems with any inconsistencies at this point forward. I'm not going to go over the recalibration step. We'll do that in another video. There's also information in the manual on how to use this, so I'll let you go through that yourselves. And that's it for starting your first Hawkview acquisition. Thank you.